We wanted username to be 10 times, but in 2016 we had a new strategy, and this strategy meant that we had to multiply everything by a factor of 10. I also felt, because I was coming from a big organization, I can't leave Safaricom to come to this small organization that we were developing. We wanted to develop an equally big organization, and that inspiration, it meant that we had to do very big things. Remember, one of the things was to multiply our revenue, because that's the first figure that you look at in terms of targets, by a factor of 10. How would you do that? There are so many things I would like to share. My name is Reuben Kimani, CEO and co-founder, Username Investment Limited. Thank you so much for this opportunity, PrayerCaveTV. I was born and bred in Laikipia and Nyandarua counties many years ago. I also schooled in Laikipia primary and high school. For college education, this university, I was in Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. I pursued a course in computer science, and I left in the year 2008. I thank God I graduated with first class honors degree, and of course life starts there. I grew up in a humble background. We grew up with a normal African family. When I say that, you know what I mean. I have 4 brothers and 4 sisters, but later we moved to Kiambu County, and maybe that's how I joined Word of Faith Church. After doing computer science, just like any other young man out there, quite aggressive. I tarmacked for a few months, like 6 months, always looking for jobs. I remember we were very aggressive. We used to have targets, how many applications you want to make. Emails had started becoming the way in which most employers were receiving applications. But we tarmacked with one of my friends. He's a co-director at Username Investments. And after like 6 to 9 months, I got a first job in an IT company, doing software development, worked there for 8 months. After that, of course, you're still looking for these big corporates. We used to look for those big organizations, Safaricom, the big 4 in terms of auditing firms, the banks. I went to so many interviews, by the way, and failed so many of them. Later got a job with KRA, one of the organizations we are targeting. Worked there for 9 months as well. But that was not my final destination in terms of career. I always wanted to join Safaricom. So I did so many applications. I think I failed so many. By the time I got a graduate management trainee job in the year 2010. I worked in Safaricom for 5 years. But going back to where I was born, I'm this kind of a person. I was talented academically, and I thank God for that. Never really struggled so much in terms of academics. Maybe I struggled in many other areas. God has blessed us with abilities. Our gifting are very different. I think you really have to understand that for you to be able to appreciate yourself. You may not be gifted in one area, but you are gifted in another. The key is to understand where you are gifted and you pursue that with all your energies, with all your smartness, with all your strategy, and you'll be successful. So I worked there for 5 years, but I'm this guy who for many years I was very curious about entrepreneurship and business. I remember the first time in class 6, we were going to school, and this is a story I've shared before. We were going to school. We used to go to public primary school. I've done public all my life. For those who have done group of schools, hi there. I've done public schools all my life and they have served me well. So one of the evenings when I going back in class 6 at day school, I found this guy who used to repair shoes, cobbler, and of course I got curious, was able to actually do exactly what he was doing, and that's how my mom discovered I could repair shoes, slippers. Remember the way slippers look like. These days maybe it's not a challenge anymore. Zinakatika side ya nyuma na hapa mbele. So I used to charge 10 shillings for repairing the front part and 5 shillings for that side. You see, it's usually like a triangle. So that's how I learned. My mom learned, and they used to have chamas and those groups. And people, the neighbors started bringing shoes and slippers to me. I used to make some good money to go and watch movies and videos. Remember those days in the village? I don't think it is there anymore. We have phones, we have all those things that are not there. Get 5 shillings, go and eat mandazis at one of the shopping centers on Sundays. You know, young men, that's how we used to enjoy ourselves. So that's the first business I ever did, if you ask me. And after that, I have done many others, including selling. At some point, you are selling cabbages after high school. Once you are in the those breaks, you make 100 almost every day. I remember in campus, I was quite serious with my studies then, but we still had this company that was the second business, doing green card applications for the other students. If you want to go to the US, we used to do all that process. You see, we are these IT fellows, so we used to take advantage of that and charge an amount. We did quite a business with 5 of my colleagues. The company was called Digital 5 Technologies. I still remember. We also sold airtime, and that was it. So over time, I have learned I'm this person who is interested in entrepreneurship and business. So that thing has been in me. Even when I was looking for employment, this thing was always in me, and I knew one day I would like to be in business. And I'm one of those people who used to say, maybe I'll work for 5 years and stuff like that. I really envision, and I used to talk about it to those friends who know me. I thought, and I felt that is where my life is. You see, you may be talented in so many things. There's that one thing that brings you to life. There are people who are footballers, there are people who are musicians, there are people who are pastors and bishops. Until you do that thing that brings you to life, you may not feel like you are living, you are doing what you are supposed to do. For me, that was business and entrepreneurship. So even as I was working, this thing was in my mind. On 2nd of July of 2015, I left Safaricom after 5 years. That was the end of my employment life, and that's how I joined Username. The story of Username, and I would like to shorten it because of this interview, may take a long time. This is a story that may require many sessions. I really have tried to share in my YouTube channel. Username was registered in 2010. Why? One of the other businesses that I did not mention, having studied computer science and IT in college, I used to, there are those skills you develop, and actually if you're in the IT field, you can actually teach yourself so many things, hands-on skills that you can use to start a business, to get employment, actually to make money by yourself. The world is a global village right now. You can log into a website and you start making money. There are people who do academic writing. Among his many other people who resell items in Amazon. There's so many ideas online and people are making so much money. So I taught myself how to do web design and development, and that's what, as I was stomaching, those are things I used to do. One of the website I made was for Laikipia County. It used to be constituency then before 2010 constitution. And I, of course, approached the member of parliament before he became member of parliament and convinced him that he could win the race if he had a website to showcase that he is digitally compliant, to showcase that this is a guy who thinks about the young people and the future. And actually he won. And he gave me a job, earned 25K, used to pay for me 5,000 every month for maintenance. And when the counties came to be like 5 years later, I used to make 5,000 every month, by the way, for maintaining just for that one website. When the county came, I made their website as well. And I would like to actually encourage those who are in college, whatever you are doing, whether you are in university or a diploma or even certificate, try to teach yourself hands-on skills that you can use to employ yourself should you not get a job. Actually, when you employ yourself, you may be able to make more income. You just need to be hands-on. And even if you don't employ yourself, these skills will be noticed by people who can change your life. If you are watching me today and you're a young person, that is for you. Teach yourself hands-on skills. If you're doing computers, know how to do programming, know how to do software development and website development, know how to do database and networking. If you are doing courses in hospitality, you have to know how people are employing themselves in these streets. Even doing catering, outside catering, coming to somebody's home and you earn 3,000. You have to start there, my friend. So those are the things that I used to do at Tarmac, and that also convinced me that I could do business. So username was registered in 2010 because we discovered people trust brands, people trust companies, not individuals. And if you're out there, you are better placed registering an organization instead of presenting your proposals as a person. If you call yourself, for example, Kamau, for example, and you are presenting a proposal, another person comes with a company, they will defeat you, because company masks the size, the scale. You don't know how big this company is. And then I used to have my business card. I was a marketing representative, so you would not know whether I'm the owner or not. And that's how we used to get website. I did almost 30 websites, even when I was in employment. And we registered username. Initially, we did a few websites, but my interest was not necessarily in technology. Once I discovered myself, and by the way, I'll tell you, for most of you, if you are, once you get to an age of between, especially after college, 25 to 30 years, for most people, you're able to know what is that thing that really drives you. What is that thing that you feel is exactly what you are supposed to do? You may have studied commerce, biochemistry, sports, or anything else, but the moment you reach that age, for most people, you're able to know what makes you tick. Maybe you became a doctor because you studied and passed your exams, but maybe you are supposed to be a musician, and you have seen that people who are architects, but now they are popular musicians because that's what makes them. That's where their talent, their gifting is. That was academic life. So I felt my gifting was in business, more so in real estate, because I like design, I like architecture. And that's how username, from developing a few websites, became a real estate company in 2013. And that's where the journey began. And I'll share very fast. It started as a small organization. Initially, we were 2 co-founders. In 2013, even when we were registering, my friend, we met in college. That's a topic for another day. The people have been asking how you're able to meet good co-founders, because business is like a relationship. Business sometimes is very challenging. When you are in trouble, when you're down in difficulties, you need someone to tap you in the back. You need a support system. And when you're in a group, it is way better than when you are alone. Ask me, because username has 3 directors. So in 2013, we were 2 directors. We really wanted to develop houses. We were inspired by many other big developers at that time. I remember one of the developers, unfortunately, they went down, was Suraya by that time. We had Home Africa. We have others like MS Properties, and many others that were there then. They were quite big, and I felt that we could do the same. Coming from a background of technology but interested in business and architecture, I felt we could develop these homes, and I didn't used to follow in those many years. That is 10 years ago. But I also found another person who was equally interested in business, and because of the huge capital outlay required, we never started by developing homes and houses, because that's what you would have wanted to do. We started by selling land, affordable land. We also discovered, because I came from an employed background, I used to earn some good pay by the time I was leaving, was it 5 or 6 figures? But I felt I wanted, my place was in entrepreneurship and business. So we felt these people, we were earning good money, but we could not afford properties that were being offered in the market at that point. They were going for millions of shillings. So we felt people like us who are even below 30 years could not afford many properties, and they were in their numbers, even with good pay slip like mine. So that's how Username became a company that offers affordable properties. We were talking about plots going for as low as 95,000 at some point. I remember an iPhone then was going for 100,000, and we could be able to offer something that is way cheaper than an iPhone. You either buy an iPhone or you buy a plot, and most people chose a plot. That's how we started, and we started offering affordable properties between 2013 2016. We only did 3 projects because I was still employed. It was still a small organization in real estate. Most people would not know us. But as time went by, I got more convinced, and I really struggled with this decision. I really wanted to go to entrepreneurship full-time, because that's where I felt my life was. And I really struggled with it until in July 2nd of 2015, I resigned and I joined Username full-time. But before then, there's another third director who joined in 2014. That's when they joined. It's one of our friends we met in Christian circles. They were in Kenyatta University by that time. We used to have those fellowships and there and got friends. And then over time you learn what people are. If you're a young person looking for partners in business, you learn them even before you propose anything. There are people who are naturally interested in business, and if you're not interested in business, it's not a problem. You have to come together with people who are equally passionate like you, people who have integrity. That is usually the first thing, and the last thing is people who have a vision like you. So you get to know as you interact, and we became friends. And this third director joined in 2014, and they were the CEO then. Actually, they were the one guiding the organization until I joined in 2015, became the CEO, and from that time we changed the way we did things. We decided that Username is no longer a small organization. Of course, in our minds, because we were small then, I would say that in quotes, and we were doing very small projects. So we went for a seminar in December of 2015, immediately after I resigned, in Naivasha, and one of the speakers was talking about scaling up businesses. This is very important for SMEs today. If you are business out there, if you're anything that you are doing, you can actually move from where you are and go to another level if you can learn how to do that. If you're inspired to do, because why should you do a small business when you can do a big business? Why should you do a way smaller job when you have capacity for way more? Because I believe God wants us to do the best that we can, the much that we can. We have been endowed with a lot of skills, with a lot of capabilities and giftings. Resources, if you look for them. So we wanted Username to be 10 times, but in 2016 we had a new strategy, and this strategy meant that we had to multiply everything by a factor of 10. I also felt, because I was coming from a big organization, I can't leave Safaricom to come to this small organization that we were developing. We wanted to develop an equally big organization, and that inspiration, it meant that we had to do very big things. Remember, one of the things was to multiply our revenue, because that's the first figure that you look at in terms of targets, by a factor of 10. How would you do that? There are so many things I would like to share, and I know if I continue like this, it will take 3 hours. But after 2016, that's when most people came to know about Username investment, especially in the media, because we became quite aggressive. We didn't want to provide affordable properties. And these are properties for 2 groups of people. Should have started that. People who want to settle almost right away. These are properties that are located in places we believe, and people have built their homes. We have hundreds or thousands of homes have been built using our efforts. The second category of people are people who want to invest. There are so many ways of investing. You can buy shares, you can buy treasury bills, you can do farming or trading, but you can also buy land. And people have become millionaires because of that, especially in Kenya. All those people in Thika, some bought properties for as low as 150,000. That's where they live today. Others have sold for 5 million shillings. These are true stories, and we knew that. We have done that, and we have provided that opportunity to so many people. There are people who pay school fees once they sell some of these properties, which have appreciated after many years. So that's what we decided to do. And from 2017 up to now, 2016, 2017 up to now, from 3 projects, we have done 57 projects, meaning we are doing 6 to 10 projects per year, but we only used to do 1 per year from 2013 to 2016. That is the change, and here we are. Username is known for many things. Number 1 is affordability. We call ourselves a tradition of trust. I have to say that people have gotten into deals where they have lost millions of money, and if you are listening or watching me today, you might be in that group, and I'm very sorry for that. But we also felt we can actually tell people, there are people in the real estate business, especially land business, who can do clean business. And that's what we have been doing. And this is our value system. We call ourselves a tradition of trust, apart from affordability. The other thing I would like to say, we are known to provide properties that appreciate. Very fast, we say they're in strategic locations. We have so many properties touching tarmac, and they are still affordable. We have like 2 properties we are launching in Nakuru. We have sold all those 57 projects. You can imagine in those years, we have delivered 15,000 title deeds in those years. That is not a small number, and I think is the biggest in real estate at the moment. 15,000, those are title deeds, right? And many other things. We have more than 100 members of staff who have employed. We have 3 offices. This one where we are recording this, and 2 others, one in Nairobi CBD, another one in Nakuru, amongst many others. If you look behind me, I have one of the awards you have gotten. I have so many personally, and the company has more than 30 awards that have been gotten over the years. More than that, there are so many, they keep coming every other month or every other year, and I thank God for that progress we are making. We want to make an impact in this country. Number 1, to tell people you can invest in real estate with a peace of mind. No one is going to steal from you. Number 2, we knew that there are so many people who are looking to settle their homes and their families, and you would like to be in that space, and they don't have a lot of money. Especially if you're a young person, you earn like 50,000, you can come to us. We have properties for you. We give you long installment periods, and you don't need to be scared that your title will not come out, because we have been doing this 15,000 title deeds, and more are still coming. Every business, and for those who are watching me today, if you want to start a business, just like any other aspect of life, you'd be faced with challenges. For our kind of business, number 1 is capital, and I think this is for all businesses. One of the things that people ask, you need a lot of money to start real estate business. I remember what we did. I took an unsecured loan. If you're employed, you can do the same. I went to my bank and asked them the maximum loan they could give me. It was 1.8 million then. And of course, I had done my savings because I anticipated that I'll do business. Then we joined hands with my colleagues, so we got a pool of money that we could do. For some of you may be forced to dispose some properties, some things you don't have. You have to lead a fundraise from your friends and from your family. Do everything possible to raise this money. But of course, you may not be able to use a loan like I did. It is very risky. You have to check the kind of idea or business. Start very small. That is one of the things we encountered. We raised money from friends, from colleagues, from everywhere we could. It's called brute force attack. You do everything you can to raise capital. But the biggest challenge, and this is where I should have started in real estate, one of the things that will happen to you, you may be baptized with fire. I'm not scaring you not to start this business. Fraud is the biggest challenge in real estate as we speak today. It has been for many years, and it still continue being, because once we started When we said we wanted to multiply this business by a factor of 10 in 2016, you see that braveness. That's when we were visited by the devil, I would say that, and we got 5 million. All the money we had saved then, that was 20. It was a lot of money for us, a lot of money, and you felt like you want to back down. Remember, I got a call from the registrar and I could not believe it. I knew what had happened. I went home, never talked to anyone. And this has affected so many people. When I see people losing money in real estate, I do understand. Because we lost. And there are so many instances I would like to share today. Places where we could have lost money. But we learned how to do the due diligence, once bitten, twice shy. And we learned how to do detailed due diligence for our customer. And that's how Username have survived for those 10 years. We know how to check so that when you come to us, we have covered you. For you as a person, unless you consult a lawyer and hire one, you may not be able to do this detailed due diligence for you. People have come here and they have titles that look original. But of course, we do our background checks. There are many other business challenges that you face, like government compliance, and you know our environment in our country. For anything to move, you really have to push so hard. But those are the few challenges I may share today, especially where real estate is concerned. And I believe someone can still overcome them. Don't be discouraged by challenges. Just know there are people who have done it. Why not you? Username have had partnerships with all over. These are called stakeholders. We value everyone. We celebrate everyone. If you go back to our social media, you'll be able to see that. We celebrate and value everyone we work with, our employees, our customers first, because they have made this possible for believing in us all those years. We have more than 20,000 customers. You can imagine all those years. And we have them in our database and all that kind of stuff. We have other stakeholders like suppliers and other people we work with. One of the stakeholders we work with in the corporate social responsibility CSR space. I'm very passionate about education, and all the 3 directors, the way we grew up, we have almost similar backgrounds. Education was a challenge. School fees. I can't remember the many times I was out of school because of school fees. So at this juncture, when you are capable, education become one of the things I'm convinced that we would like to really support. And this is something we have been doing. Personal level, I've supported quite a number of people from a family level, those who know me. But on a corporate level, we have partnered with Affecto Foundation, you know, Dungonyoro and his Affecto Foundation over the years. Remember the last time we gave a check of $500,000 shillings. Believe this will be able to educate many children, are able to go to school. And I wish that time when we used to struggle, many years ago, there was such a foundation to come to our aid, because I almost at Form 3 left high school. There's a time I came just back to school because courtesy of our class teacher then who failed. Just need to come and do the exam, and then just stayed there like somebody who had paid school fees. By the time I was leaving Form 4, even my certificate could not come out because I had a huge balance. So we are very strong in terms of education. I'm also very strong in terms of mentorship, especially for young people. I have a YouTube channel, and of course, if you go to my socials, Reuben Kimani KE everywhere, you'll find a lot of content, especially in regard to entrepreneurship and young people. I feel our country, especially in Kenya and Africa, we can only change the way we do things if we teach people. That's why I was talking about skills. You need to get skills that can help you employ yourself. Entrepreneurship is one of the key drivers. People doing their small businesses, uko mtaa, people in a level, any level, including colleges, even after they finish, you start a business. That's how China has grown, those small industries. If you can do the same in Kenya and encourage young people to take the matter into their own hands, they start these businesses, the country will thrive. So I do that kind of mentorship, especially for entrepreneurship and young people. You go to my YouTube channel, you'll find that, among many other things that I do. So those are some of the things, but Username also intends to have a foundation of its own they might be in the final phases, so that we can actually go to the next level and support thousands, if not millions of students across not just Kenya, also across Africa. Of course, you have come to our office today. We have 3 such offices across the country, and maybe more will come. One of the things the kind of people we work with, especially in our sector, especially the land sector, have been known for a long time. You go out there, you are looking for brokers, for non-professionalism. One of our core values, and we have stuck this everywhere, you'll find posters everywhere across the office, is professionalism. We wanted you to experience the same thing you experience when you go to a bank like Stanchart, when you go to a bank like KCB or wherever. The same experience you have when you are being served in a bank is the same experience you'll find here. That is one aspect of professionalism. And we know our staff members have a large part to play. I think it's Richard Branson who said that if you want to take care of your customers, you have to take care of your staff first. And that's exactly what we do. These are our partners, our staff are our partners. These are the people who make this dream possible. These are the people who serve our customers. We are very key on the way we relate, and of course we treat them. We do a lot of trainings for them to understand what is expected of them. These are professional environment. We treat people with dignity. And of course, the remuneration package is competitive across all sectors. One of the things we have, which is very strong, and I think it's only a real estate company that has that, we do annual reward as awards. It's called the mini awards. You may go back, that has been there for years. And the best employee gets a car. We gave a Mercedes Benz. This is C18, C200, I think. This is last year. We might give another one this year. Among many other things, we have taken employees to Dubai, to the US, to Paris, to Thailand, and all manner of holidays, to Mombasa. There are those who win TVs and phones. And I know there are so many people who would like to work here once they hear that. We do our best to make it easy for someone to just use that God-given gifting that they have in their career, and for them to grow, and also for them to enjoy their work. You don't just want to do work for the sake of money. You also want to do work that you enjoy, work that uses your capabilities and makes you grow. That's what Username does. We are very serious about members of staff. Even as we try to serve our customers and give them title deeds. As a business person with experience, we have learned many things over the years, especially during COVID, because one of our best months, ironically, was in October during COVID times. I think that was at the height of COVID. So we ask ourselves, why is it possible that we have all this success in the midst of COVID? And then there are many things about business I would like to share today. Business fundamentals that I believe may have helped us survive that phase. Any business that has the right fundamental will succeed, even when there's finance bill and there are all those things. Is your business founded on values? Because trust is the most important value for us. For over the years, we have been delivering to our customers the titles that we give to them, the value adds, the projects. If you go to our 57 projects, I'll take you to all of them. They are there on the ground and customers are building. We have developed some bit of trust, and this is where branding comes from. People know you. So I remember during COVID, we got our revenues from referral customers. These are previous customers we were not advertising. So they really trusted us. So if your business is founded on values, these are values of trust, these are values of relationship, customer service. Over the years, when hard times come, those customers are the ones who will save you. What about your product as well? You need to offer something that people really need. And that's what Username does. Like, we launched a project in Nakuru called Serenity Springs. This project is touching tarmac in a developed area, but our pricing is so well done. We sell in wholesale. We imagine that when you go to an area, the most affordable project should be Username, despite the fact that they are in very good places where you can settle your family right away. So we learn those aspects of business, and I feel like even in the midst of all this finance bill, Username is determined to do a good job, give you the best product possible. What is the best product? It has to be in very good locations where you can build your own home. Whether this COVID, finance bill, elections, you need to build a home for your family, right? You also need to invest for the future. We can't wait. You can't say you postpone life, especially for those who are capable. And I'm also speaking for those, because you offer affordable properties. We give you up to 1 year to pay for these properties. There are those who would say, I don't have a lot of money. And we have addressed this one time and again. Do you know you can join a circle and borrow 5 to 10 times what you are looking for? Do you also know that you can come together as 5 friends who are earning 20,000, and there you start investing with one plot? By the time you clock 10 years, you have a huge portfolio. So what we are saying, we are willing to do a good job, offer you the best product despite the downtime, offer you the best payment terms to take care, because we listen to our customers, to take care of the hard economic times. Just come and try us. Just come and try Username. You'll be able to see this. So we understand that as a business. We also offer first-class customer experience. So for customers out there, despite the hard times, you'll find somebody pushing and struggling. Just come and invest with us. And I am asking you there, we also teach people a lot of awareness. I have taught about budgeting, for example, especially for young people. You can pick a sherehe and still invest at the same time if you learn how to budget your monthly income every month. And I've been teaching people about this. You can actually reduce your income. We're also offering affordable properties as people, the income gets reduced so that they can be able to afford, among so many other things I can say today. That is a very good question coming from technology, having done computer science those many years ago. Innovation has, especially in the technology space, is very, very big. One of the things that is interesting, I used to do technology, but now I do real estate. Technology really helped me, has helped this company be able to move forward. And I know many other companies have been able to follow suit, because if you go to a website, you could have book a plot online and pay for it. You can get to see those layouts. You can book for a site visit. And interestingly, for documentation, the first thing you sign when you buy a plot or a house is called a letter of offer, expression of interest. That one for us, you do online. We just send you a link, you fill your details, you get an email, a signed copy for your reference, and then it goes to our systems. Among these many other innovation, one of the other innovations that we have, because of the fraud in the sector, people steal money, and we give you QR coded receipts, right? And of course, Safaricom also implemented this at some point. You have QR coded, you just point your camera and be able to get that receipt, so no one can fake that receipt, among many other things. I think this is the only company with such an innovation, among many other things. But I also wanted to say, apart from technology, because innovation is not just technology, what Username has done, when we came to the sector, people could not afford this thing of affordability. Came after we did try to push it. Other companies now are following suit. We decided we'll hide a formula where you can buy a property in a very good location, but it is affordable. And then after that, we add value to it to make it usable. Previously, people used to offer properties that were very expensive, but they add value to them, so you could not afford them. Most people want to live in Karen. Who doesn't want to be in Runda? But is it affordable? No. So Username comes and brings you something that maybe not Runda, but something close, but very affordable for you. You have sold properties, like I said, for 100,000 shillings. So many in Gong for 200, but those properties now are going for 800 after 4 years. They appreciate too fast because location is important. That for us was innovation, and many other companies were able to follow suit. These companies that are selling all over the affordable product. But you need to be careful. If the product is affordable, don't buy in the boundary of Tanzania and Kenya. Those prices will never grow. So we are keen. Even if we are selling the plot for you at 300,000, like we have one in Matu, touching the highway at 300,000, it is value added. It has a fence, we are doing a gate, we are doing a borehole. It has everything you need, but it is affordable. For us, that was innovation. Other companies were able to follow suit. Then we give you, this is not common in real estate. Right now, the companies are really trying to do this. The aspect of customer service in real estate. We offer first-class customer experience, and for me, I knew this was a game changer. Once I left Safaricom, we wanted an organization that was professional, offering a customer service as good as a bank or Safaricom where I used to work. These are innovative techniques that we have been able to introduce. The issue of affordability, there are so many things that I would like to say. The issue of technology, this is something that we use every day. I'm a technology trained person myself, so everything we do, username learn like a technology company. But the product we are offering is real estate. Homes for you and investment opportunity, affordable investment opportunities. The future of real estate, one of the most important things about real estate is the way it's growing. It contributes a lot to the GDP. I think, was it 8%? This is not a joke, and real estate has been growing. Why? We are brought up in the village. There are so many people, it's called urbanization. They're never going back to the village. Most people want to settle, and by 2050, according to World Bank, 50% of the population will be staying in the cities. These are Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, many other cities. What does that mean? There will be so many people looking for places to settle their homes over those years. And where are these places? These are the places where we are selling these plots. So that's why this business is meant to grow. Even the housing business, the affordable housing. So real estate will continue growing. One of the aspects that will help it grow is technology. And this is something that we have invested heavily. So if you look at the future of username, we'd like to do many things. Maybe in 10 years time, username will no longer be a real estate company only. It will be providing many other things. We feel we have changed the way people do business in real estate. We continue doing it. Right now, 5 years ago, you would have feared that someone will steal money from you. The fear is still there, but it has reduced because companies like Username have come into the space to show you that you can do business with integrity, with professionalism, with good customer service. The same way you trust your bank, it's the same way you should trust a real estate company. We've been able to do that, and we feel we can do the same in other sectors. The other thing is the fact that young people, I'm talking about people who may be less than 40 years old, they are taking over the country, not just politically, even in terms of business. It's the same thing that happened in China. Very soon, you find young people doing factories, taking over business, big businesses. We have so many young people in the technology space, startup space, doing all manner of things. We need to take over. We need to be owners of capital. What I mean is that if you go to China, they are the ones who own those small industries. Not necessarily, but you don't need to be a business person to do that, because there are those who will say, I was not born to be an entrepreneur. That is not a problem. There are people who are very qualified, very gifted, and they can help entrepreneurs scale these businesses, and they can still make a lot of wealth from that. They can actually invest in these spaces. So when we look at the future of Kenya and Africa, even in real estate, I see so many young people getting into business, and if they are not in business, supporting businesses grow. And if we do that as a country, if we have even tax rates, will never be a problem anymore. We have so many businesses where government can get taxes. The issue on unemployment, you have so many businesses. If you go to some countries, they struggle to get employees. Imagine people to employ, and that's why you migrate, by the way. We hope Kenya can become such a country. So in terms of real estate, Username is looking to keep growing, maybe to all the 47 countries now in Kenya, and also to expand in Africa. Africa, I've been to Nigeria, to Ghana, I've been to all these countries, Egypt, to many other countries, and I can tell you there are huge opportunities for people like us who are in business to grow and also impact this continent of ours, this country of ours. So the future is great, and I thank God for the opportunity He has given to all of us, the gifting He has given to all of us, the resources that are there, despite the fact that there are so many people out there who are wondering, where are these resources? Where are these? You really need to work hard. Start where you are. Even if you are starting small, and you keep growing, keep believing in God, and keep doing the part you need to play. Faith without action is dead. All right, I have so many, but I think I'll just share three things that I believe, especially for someone watching me today. You'd like to start a business, especially you are in that space of entrepreneurship, and I also believe this applies to your career as well. One of the things that I believe in, which is very important, you need to be open-minded. And I say this because if you look at the way we are trained from school, colleges and stuff like that, I know there are people who are doing medicine, law, hospitality, security, technology, and many other fields. Once you leave college, especially for young people, just know you are not necessarily trained to be that lawyer. You can actually change course if you feel that is what you are supposed to do, because you are more likely to be successful in something you are really interested in. What I'm saying, be open-minded. If you get a job in a bank and you are this guy who did, say, law, and there is no opportunity in the legal space, take that opportunity, start working along it as you move towards what you wanted in the eventually. There are people who have dreams, but you can't reach those dreams. You don't cross several bridges that maybe have nothing to do with their destination. So be open-minded, work with what works. If it's a small business that you can start, please do it. If it's a small job you can do, don't choose. Do it as you wait. By the way, those people who get new jobs are those who are already in other jobs. So if you are just there at home waiting for someone to connect you with a big job, I don't have a problem with connections, but connection is for the minority. If you have connection, please make full use of it. But don't wait for connection. Go out there, get your hand dirty. As you do that, that's where you find your blessing. Number two, the other thing that is very important, this is especially for most, but if you look at username, the way we give people opportunity and jobs, we look for self-driven people. These are proactive people. Why do we do that? This is the first qualification, and your degree may be the second, and we never look at it again. Because we believe you need to be someone who is responsible for their own lives. You are the CEO of your life. Always remember that. Don't wait for your mom, your dad, your guardian, your brother, your sister, your colleague to guide you, to push you. You can push yourself. You have the energy, you have everything. Please believe in God and also believe in your capabilities. What people call believe in yourself. Because you can be able to do it. What I'm trying to say, be someone who has discipline, work ethic, responsibility. It's God being self-driven or being proactive. For me, that is very important, and I teach even my nieces. So that when you go somewhere, if you go to Russia today, can you be able to survive? To South Africa, Kenyans are immigrating to the UK. I was there like 1 week ago, and the US to go work there. The environment there is tough, and I was asking myself, some of these young people who are playing around, can you work in that environment? Because it's a bit stressing, but you still make money. You need to have work ethic, and that is discipline. I think the last thing is developing the right skills, the right mindset for you to be able to achieve that. Especially the skills. I've been talking about, like, for example, if you want to be an entrepreneur, for example, there are so many resources out there, including YouTube. And I know some people will be watching this video because of the same purpose. You can get motivation. You can learn skills for 1 week. I've done courses that last for 1 week, 2 hours per day via Zoom. You can learn these skills. And if you are interested in business, for example, you need to learn about marketing. You need to learn about customer service. You don't need a degree for that. You can do it in a week. You can actually learn it in YouTube yourself. On some courses online, you pay like $5, $10, and you are done. You need to learn about money and finances. I did a course for 1 week about financial literacy, and I believe you should do too, so that you are able to succeed. Please prepare for your future. If you want to be be someone who does baking, for example, there are so many resources online for you to be able to teach yourself. What I'm saying, develop the right skills are they enough? Some of them can be done cheaply. There are those who are saying, I want to go to college, I'm waiting. It's a good thing. But do you know you can use your phone to run some of those skills? And people have done it. And you find somebody who started a bakery because they learned online. A few weeks, and then you learn. You learn by trial and error. Maybe a bonus point is what I've just mentioned. Life is lived through trial and error. Same for business. You'll find Bill Gates and all those Elon Musk, that in the Akina James Mwangi in Kenya, and all these business leaders. Let me tell you, most of them become successful through trial and error. They make mistakes, they learn from them. Making mistakes is okay as long as you learn from it. Through trial and error, the first, the second time, the third time, the fourth time. By the time they feel the 10th time, they have failed like say 5 times but succeeded 5 times. Most people hear about success. No one will easily tell you about the 5 times they failed. They only tell you about the 5 times they succeeded. And that's what the media will tell you. But failure is okay. Keep doing trial and error. Ukianguka, unaamuka, unaendelea. One day you'll be very successful. Do you know Michael Jordan? He failed in so many shots. I know many people know Michael Jordan for basketball. But he failed in so many shots. Because he also succeeded in so many. It's trial and error. Unarusha inaanguka. Unarusha inaingia. Then we count the number of times you succeed. That's how life is lived. If you fail, look for support. Don't be so discouraged. All of us fail, by the way. And it is okay to fail because our school system have not taught us that. It is okay to fail as long as you don't make the same mistake twice and you keep learning from it. So trial and error, a bonus point. Thank you so much. I believe somebody has learned something from this interview. And the last thing, please, if you have learned something, go and act on it. Faith without action is dead. Go and do something about it so that you learn whether it works or not. 2 months to the end of 2023, you can do a lot, my friend. A lot. Start today, start tomorrow, start now, at any position you are in. Then start learning, making mistakes slowly. One day you'll be a legend, you'll be a star, you'll be successful. Username Investment has 3 offices. The headquarters is at Lemark Westlands, opposite Safaricom headquarters. We are in 4th floor. We have another office in Nairobi CBD. This is International House, 6th floor. We have another office in Nakuru Assumption Center. There is a Catholic building near the Lands office. We are in 4th floor as well, serving that region. If you want to reach us via call or via SMS, we have a short code SMS plot or your name to 20321 20321, or you may call 0725 000 0725 000 222. We have the biggest. Come to us, we'll be able to give you first-class customer experience. And this is from Username Investment. I mean, the best company, not just in Kenya, in the region, with all the awards, with all the projects, with all the title deeds delivered, 15,000. You can be the 15,000 001, if I may say so, in terms of the title. You can get your title with us, get a home for your family with us, start investing with us affordably. This has been Reuben Kimani. Keep watching Prayer Cave TV.